Morning, guys. Just give guys a few minutes here to join us before we get started. In the meantime, I do have the risk disclosure up. Also, remind everyone to not forget to hit the like button, and if you're not already a subscriber, to also subscribe to the channel if the content resonates and helps support you in your trading. All right. So just give guys here a few minutes here to join, and then we'll get started. How did X? A little bit more context, Keith. I'm not understanding you at the moment. Oh, Top Step X. Okay. Actually, it was actually pretty good. There's some things that the inability to really specify your order as far as price. I don't know, maybe I'm missing it, but seems like everything's a market order. It doesn't appear to be a way to set a limit order. Maybe I'm just overlooking it, but yeah, overall it has a very much a look and feel of trading view, which I really like using. So made for an easy transition. I know that they are basing the code and the platform on TradingView, right? Yeah, if you can show me how I can get to a point where I can actually specify limit orders. It seems like when I was using it yesterday, when I was using the right mouse click, that I was only able to specify prices that were in the vicinity, right, Keith? So, and in some situations, I'd like to be able to put as Hogue would say, a wish order. A wish order on, say, ASR, or a wish order on ADR exhaustion, or IB low, things like that. So, but yeah, no, overall, my first day was pretty good. I did open up a new combine, and I'm using it as a, way to kind of continue to refine my skills and experiment with some things without compromising my funded account. So I'm using it kind of as a, I guess you can think of it as a, some account that has, holds me accountable because there's something to it, right? And also gives me an opportunity to share with you some of the things and navigate things on Top Step X as well. So it's all good, Keith. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Keith. All right. So guys, I think we can go ahead and get started. I do want to complete the review before the start of the equity session. And again, I try to allocate 10 minutes to each instrument. We go through, 5 instruments here. So that's basically 50 minutes, which puts us right at the open here. So let's go ahead and get started. Again, guys, I do have the risk disclosure up, just to kind of remind everyone here that the information that I'm sharing with you is really to be treated as general information only. I'm not here in any sort of investment advisory capacity. Okay. We all understand that futures does carry a fair amount of risk, and that we should be only using risk capital when we engage in it, right? Because we have the possibility of losing it, right? And we don't want to deploy capital that we otherwise need to, for our living expenses and things of that nature. So yeah, no, thank you, Frizu and Mike and Keith for sharing that. I was, trying to figure out exactly how I can create a custom order here at a specific location and have it just hanging out there, without being, somewhat in the vicinity of where price is currently at. So thank you for that. All right. So let's let's go ahead and get started with the review here. Okay, so stop share. We're going to share here with, we're going to go ahead and start with news here. So let me locate my news tab. Okay, so I'll pause here for a second because sometimes it doesn't take and I have to do this twice for whatever reason. Hey, Tron. So if I can get confirmation that you do indeed see my investing.com screen, we'll continue with the review. Okay, perfect. San Roman Trading. All right, so good morning. So here we go. Let's close this. So we'll take a look at the economic calendar. Again, guys, for those who are relatively new, it is a very wise activity before you start any session that you make yourself aware of any sort of news that could potentially hit the market. Okay, because the last thing you need that when and you're in a trade for whatever reason and you find yourself the trade's going well and to have a news event hit and spoil your trade. Okay, so that's the last thing. We always want to be aware of news as we involve ourselves with capital in at risk. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start with 2 and 3 star events. So we've had some news already. Okay, we had PC price index. Looks like it came in line. We had slightly, I guess, below PC index month over month for April, came slightly below. And then we had a few 3 star events. Okay, so what do we have coming up? Well, we have Chicago PMI here at 945. And then we have a number of 2 star events. Okay, a couple, at least one of them related, but it's probably not going to affect us. The FOMC Bostic speaking at 1815, which I think is beyond the window for us as far as trading. For those oil and gold traders, we have some some news events. We have some speculative reports coming out here at in the afternoon. All right, and then like I always tell you guys, one of the events that I always have on my calendar is the option expiration that happens at 10 a.m. each morning. All right, so especially for gold and for crude oil, that's especially important because this European expiration of options at times has an effect on futures for those anything that has exposure to crude oil and gold often is affected. So okay, so a fair amount of news already reported in the markets. I say relatively light news events for the remainder of the afternoon, which is again good for us. Okay. Let's go ahead and see. All right, perfect. Okay, so let's drop this and we're going to go ahead and share my screen here. I'm trying to figure out which one I want to choose. Let's go with this. And this and share. Okay. All right, let's going to pause here for a second, make sure that everybody can see the screen. I often get some reports sometimes that they see a black screen. All right, so before I get too far into this, again, just one last, yes, okay, perfect. All right, so we'll take a look at this. We'll start with gold, since it's already open. Oops, that's not the right. All right, I go with a continuous contract because I often sometimes have to look, beyond a 3-month window here. So when I do, I like to work with a, contract to give me full visibility if I'm looking at a monthly or weekly. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and start with the daily. Okay. So it looks like we've made a move, I guess, as a result of the news. All right. So this is the second in a series of candles that is developing bullish. We had a bullish candle. Can't say that it's the strongest of bullish candles. All right. Let's bring this down here to give us a little bit of context going on the left. All right. Well, we've been in a bit of a range. I'm gonna remove some of these drawings here. Remove drawings. Okay, and we're gonna shut down some of these indicators. Don't like to see them. Not on, at least not on the start. When I'm trying to get with a high level view of the market here. Okay, so yeah, so we've been up until about looks like the middle of April, we were in a very strong push up. Okay, more recently we've been ranging a bit, right? Why do I say ranging? Well, because we have overlap in price. Okay, overlapping price. Now, more recently, again, I probably have drawn this a number of times, but I'll draw it again today. Looks like we are coming off a little bit off of a demand zone. All right. Why I say it's a demand zone? I have price leaving a consolidation area, coming back and testing it and reversing away from it. Now, still, I would say that the bears are still much a little bit still in control. We haven't really broken any significant structure to the upside. We really need to get above, I would say 2385 before I would say that the bulls have kind of resumed control of this market. Okay, because for all intents and purposes, this could be just merely a consolidation area for another move lower. Okay, so we'll play this as I guess bearish to neutral given the overlapping candles. Okay, but understanding that we are seeing a little bit of a development. Again, we have not, looking at these candles, we have not broken this bearish candle, right? And we are inside this candle, so I have to assume that that the bears are still somewhat in control. Now, once we start to break some structure to the upside and get some close of candles above, then we can probably start to turn our attention to say, okay, well, maybe it's resumed its bullish march here, right? So daily, I would say bearish to neutral. Okay, for our chart, okay, so we had I guess first event where we're starting to see a developing candle that is breaking a little bit of structure here. Okay. We've had a series of overlapping candles. Now we finally have a candle that's definitive, that's broken some structure. Again, this is a good sign if you're somewhat bullish on gold. But again, there's more I guess more to hoe here, right? We have to get above this what I have here as 2385, 2386, maybe up to 2390, okay, before we can start to really say that the bulls have resumed control of this market. All right. Now, what I like about this is for the bulls is that we are above demand. Price has made it above settlement, and it's above the 233D EMA, all indicating that that the sentiment is somewhat turning bullish. Okay, so daily was bullish to neutral. For is I guess I would say neutral to potentially turning bullish. Okay, neutral because of the overlapping nature of these candles. All right, 30-minute chart. All right, 30-minute chart. Again, we are right up this 233-day EMA. That's kind of my litmus test. Or below, bullish above, right? So look how well this 233-day has given us a indication on bearish and bullish behavior. This is the first time in some time that we've had a test above. We have yet to get a close, but we've had this test above, and it's coming in with a fair amount of volume here. Okay, let me turn this. Remove this. Okay, fair amount of volume coming into this move. Okay, indicating that it has some strength. All right, so let's open this up here. Let's locate the fixed range tool. we're going to go ahead and look and locate the fixed range volume profile. All right. And we'll select this and then drag this across to, no, I didn't want to go to Wednesday. What am I doing Wednesday or Thursday? All these days kind of blend in after a while. All right, here, drag this across to 13,430. Okay, here we are. So price opened inside value. All right, and then as I again, obviously, in my humble opinion, this move is the result of the news events that we had this morning. All right, now we do close above this EMA, right? That is a indication that we could potentially expect higher prices. The bulls are taken control of this market, because up until now, right, we've been hovering and bouncing away from this EMA. The way I use this EMA, again, as I mentioned, is kind of a barometer, right? On bullish and bearish, right? If I'm bullish, if I'm above, bearish if I'm below. All right. So I got my value area volume profile up. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and open up ADR to see where we're at. I think we're probably headed up to the top here. Okay, so we got, what do we got here? We got 2382 top side. So I'm going to call these levels out. 2372 average daily range at ADR high is 2382.7. I think it was, and then ADR low is what is this? 2346.5. 2346.5. Settlement is 2366.5. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn off ADR, which is average daily range, and I'm turn on ASR, average session range. And these levels may need to get adjusted here later, but for now, let's ADR high looks like it's about to be exceeded here at 2373.9, and then we have ADR low here at 2351.8. All right, we got levels. Everything that we need to kind of gauge the market is in place here. So what to make of this market? Well, we got a very strong push outside of value, okay, as a result of the news event. Okay, so this is going to create a relatively wide initial balance range. Okay, now initial balance again is the first hour of trade. All right, first hour of trade. So the fact that we've created a relatively wide initial balance range, we may have some trouble, extending beyond this initial balance range once it's established. Okay, so these initial balance high, initial balance low are going to be probably a little bit important today, right? Because they may serve as kind of reversal zones. Okay, reverse off of the highs and reverse off of the lows, because chances are, given the large range, if we compare this range with other ranges, you'll see that it's getting to the larger side. Okay, now a result of news here. Okay, now the fact that it's already exceeding ASR, this could be the how do you say, the impetus for a continued move to the upside. Right, it's getting wider and wider as we speak here. And we're not even in 30 minutes into the session here. Okay, so if I'm thinking bullish, given the fact that it's breaking some of these levels, then I need to find a reference level. Well, one of the reference levels that I'm going to use here is I'm going to go ahead and open up my anchor VWAP, and I'm going to pick the low here. All right, and I'm going to use this anchor VWAP as a reference level for me to potentially participate. The other VWAP that I'm going to turn on is the the standard VWAP right now, pointing in the same relative location, because I picked a location similar or very close to the opening of the day. All right. Okay, so if I'm bullish, well, I need to find a reference level. Well, one of the reference levels maybe would be the top of EMA, right? There's 2371.3. That could offer me a slight pullback down to that level. Could offer me a location to participate in a move to the upside. Okay. If I'm bearish, well, I need to look to the left. All right. I need to see if there's anything going on the left-hand side that could cause this market to stall, right? So I have some prior, settlement levels. I have this settlement level here at 2379.6, right? We have some consolidation areas here around 2380, 2382. This area right here could offer an area for a momentary pause in price, okay? This area right here, all right? So that's kind of, I guess, the few hypos that I have for gold. Don't want to go too far into it without giving equal billing to some of the other markets. I'm going to pop in here and see if there's anybody have any questions. I see it's 30 minutes. I see to the moving average below just the price, unlike my chart. No, this is below. EMA is below. Amit, we have this gold line is below. Okay, Amit. This what I'm using here is just my reference point. So yes, the EMA moving average is below price. Okay. So yeah, we're making end roads, right? I don't know why it would be different. Yeah, I don't understand why that would be different. I'm using the continuous contract. Yeah, I guess something for me to investigate, but probably not now. The August chart aligns with you. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I could pop in the August contract here if that's what's causing this. 24. Okay, I see the same. All right, August or continuous. This is the EMA, right? And price is above it. Okay. Any case. Okay, perfect. We'll move on then. Okay, so we're going to go move on to the crude oil market. All right. Take a look at crude oil. We'll take a look here on the left-hand side. And we're going to go ahead and start off and remove some of these drawings. All right, we're going to start with the daily, just like we started with the daily in the gold market. Okay, and again, we're going to turn off some of these levels here. They're distracting. Okay. So similar kind of view, a similar kind of area that we have in gold. We've had some attempts here to go higher. They've been met with sellers, and now we're seeing buyers again. So these are all indication of kind of ranging behavior. It's kind of an odd. I don't know. This looks like a megaphone kind of structure here. I don't kind of an inverted triangle here. I'm not sure what to make of it, but we have kind of a megaphone. Not this. Don't need the trend line. We have kind of a megaphone, which I would have to kind of refer to my reference manual here and figure out what this megaphone means. Right. So we have kind of a megaphone consolidation area that I see coming off an area of demand here. All right. Right. So this little demand zone that's created here. Not sure what to make of this megaphone. I don't know if there's others. Anyone can any insights on what this megaphone means? on the charts. We'll have to take a look and see what this megaphone. This symmetrical, it means that every direction is possible. All right. Well, that's perfect. All right. So, all right. So, in any case, guys, it seems like we're in a little bit of a consolidation area. We have kind of this expanding kind of range that's taking place, and really doesn't give us any insights as to whether this market is going to go higher or lower, based on this symmetrical, inverted, kind of symmetrical triangle that we have here. Okay. I do see that coming off demand, so that's one thing I could say. We have broken some structure to the upside, but it's always been met with some selling, right? Prices are getting higher of late, right? We had this push, and now it's made a higher low. So again, that kind of speaks to maybe potential continuation of higher prices. Okay, for our chart. I'm going to get rid of my megaphone because the megaphone really doesn't tell me a whole lot, other than price can go in any direction, which is not all that valuable to me. Okay. All right. So like I said, like I had mentioned in the daily chart, right, we have at least the start of a higher high here, right? We had this swing. We've had a pullback. And again, I suspect that we're probably in this kind of 61.8%. Now, I just got my curiosity up here, so I'll go ahead and figure out what that is. Yeah, on the 61.8, 75% retracement level, that's not awfully. I mean, if price pulls back all the way down to 75 or 75% of this swing, that doesn't mean that doesn't mean that the buyers are all that strong. The buyers let price come down, pretty far before it started to step in here, right? So the buyers aren't all that, how we say, strong in this area. Okay, maybe they were looking for a deeper discount. Not sure. Okay. In any case, it is headed higher. We do have some candles here to indicate higher prices. What I don't particularly care for is the fact that they have wicks on both ends, right? Indicating that, it's a pretty balanced, view here at the moment. All right. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the 30-minute chart. So 30-minute chart, we have a developing bearish candle, and we just opened the market here about 3 minutes ago. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and remove some of these retracement levels because I just want to get a feel for that. All right, so initial balance, let's go ahead and open that up. We're there. Okay, so initial balance, all right, still within range of the average ranges that we've had in the past. We're going to go ahead and open up fixed range volume profile. Okay, locate the 9 o'clock bar here. Let's go ahead and locate that where it is. Boom, right there. And there it is, 430. All right. So we opened inside range. All right. So inside range. What's that? What does that mean? Well, that means that there's some temporary agreement on price. Okay. That means that we're going to have to wait. No, that basically means that there's really nobody in control, at the moment. Okay. We came into the high end, right, and reversed away from it. Okay. Now, if we hang out up here and, we start to get, price to kind of continue to hang out at this level, that will maybe generate some acceptance for higher pricing. Okay. If we get a series of candles here, kind of like what we did here, right? We got a series of candles at higher prices. And then finally someone said, okay, enough's enough. I'm ready to drive this market higher. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and pull up ADR. Okay, start calling out some of these levels. Okay, so we have ADR high here at what is this? Let's call it 78.80. 78.80. We have ADR low at, looks like around 77. 77.04. Okay, we have settlement. Where's settlement? Turned it off. Settlement is 79.23. No, 77.91. Settlement is 77.91. I'm going to go ahead and open up ASR that we have at 79.15 top side 15, and then we have ADR low here at 77.86. Okay, this is ASR. Okay, these are ASR levels. All right. Okay, so what to make of this market? Well, we're inside value. We'll have to maybe pay a little bit more attention to initial balance and see what direction after the first hour of trade do these market participants take it, right? So we'll have to see what kind of initiative price action we get, right? Do market participants drive price out to the upside, or do they drive it down to the bottom side, to the downside? Okay, so we'll have to wait for that. We have yet one more candle here to kind of establish the initial balance range. What I can say that this initial balance range seems to be in line with some of these other ranges, okay, that we've had, right, in the past. Okay. So yeah, my attention is going to be focused on that. The fact that we're opening inside is indicating that we might see some ranging price action. All right, I'm gonna be interested to see if we do get some price to leave top side or downside. Okay. These levels, obviously, these ASR levels provide me reversal zones. I have the 77.86. Should it make it down to that level, that could provide me an opportunity for reversal in price. Okay, so if I get price to come down here into this area to kind of retest whoever the conviction of the guy, maybe the institutions that drove price is interested at a lower price, is it kind of trying to get as much at a lower price as they can. So that might be an area that I might be interested in participating in along. If I'm short, well, I'm close to a level now, right? I'm getting a bearish candle here, right? And then that could be the impetus, or otherwise I'm holding out for ADR high or ASR high for a potential reversal to the downside. Okay. Take a peek here at chat. Okay, looks like they corrected their differences. All right, no problem, Akshath. All right, good morning, Frank. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the equities, guys. I do want to get through some of these equities before we get the start of the opening of the New York session. So we're going to go ahead and start off with our friend. I don't know why this says NQ, but it says GC. All right. All right, well, we'll go ahead and change this to NQ. All right, we'll go ahead and remove some of the drawings. Okay, we'll open up the daily. Okay, I always like, coming up with the macro view of the market. All right. Okay, so we had a peak below, right? We had a peak below. It actually technically broke some structure to downside. Now it's being met with some buyers. Okay, now being met with the developing bullish candle. I don't see really any major reference levels here to kind of draw from, right? We did, again, if you followed me for any extended period of time, you know that I'm kind of the channel guy, right? So, if I draw this, oops, that's not what I'm gonna do. Oh, come on now, behave. I would be inclined to draw some sort of like this, okay? Right? Maybe some adjustments are required here to kind of fully contain this. And my focus is not so much on the wicks, but I want to capture as many bodies as I can, okay? Top and bottom. So yeah, so even though we've had a couple of days of maybe downside price action, technically this particular channel, bullish channel, has not been broken, and look at what's taking place. We've come down to the bottom end of this channel here, and we're starting to react away from it. All right, indicating that the bullish channel is very much intact. Okay. All right, 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart. Again, we're going to turn off some of these levels here because initial balance is too early to say because we're still about 20 minutes away from the open here. All right. So what do we have here? Well, the 4-hour, well, like I was saying about this bottom end of the bullish channel, we are above this EMA, where we are above the settlement price. All indications, and let's go ahead and turn on VWAP. I suspect that we're either close or already above that. Okay, so all indications point to bullish, okay, sentiment at this point. Okay, we have price above settlement, above VWAP, above this channel, and above my 233-day EMA. All right, 30-minute chart. This is where we kind of go into do some volume profile analysis. I'm going to turn off. This is ASR here for a minute, and yeah, okay. So on the 30-minute chart, we're still technically below. All right. So, but we are above. We are above VWAP, and we're above settlement. All right. Now this here is probably news driven. This move here is a little bit news driven. All right. So we're going to go ahead and open up the fixed range volume profile to start. We're going to locate the 630 bar or 930 bar from Thursday and drag that to the 430 bar. Here we are. So price right now is just a hair inside value, right? So this is value area edge, okay? Value area low, right? Now this could provide an impetus, right? When price comes below and value here, it could provide a reversal, right? Right here. Okay. You know, if price closes, you know, in the next 18 minutes bearish, it could provide a reversal area. Okay. Now, if we do manage to close inside this value area, right? James Dalton will tell you that we have a 80% chance of traversing the full range of value. So it'll be interesting to see how this candle closes in the next 17 minutes. Okay. So let's go ahead and now open up ADR. All right. We got ADR over here. And it's going to go ahead and start calling out these levels. So we have ADR high, right? ADR high here at, what is this? 18,694. We got ADR at 18,047.25. We got settlement at 18,606.50. Okay. Go ahead and do this. Now we're going to go ahead and turn off ADR, and turn on ASR. Okay, so these levels are a bit higher. They'll probably get adjusted here once the market opens, but we're going to go ahead and call them out for now. So we have 18,848.50. These are actually technically prior levels. The session hasn't opened yet. So we got 18,681 as ASR low. All right. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn off this ASR here until the market opens, and I guess focus my attention on the daily version of this. Okay, so yeah, so one of the hypos, right, is if we can get some structure, okay, to indicate that they're not going to accept value, right, then we have a reasonable chance for price to reverse. Okay, we also have a zone here at ADR here at 18,691 that poses a obstacle for further price to the upside. That also happens to be where point of control is, which is also one of these target rich areas. Okay, If I'm bullish, well, I need to wait. I need to look to see if I can get involved either at the top end of settlement or at the at VWAP somewhere. Okay. Again, I'm kind of inclined to draw an anchored VWAP here at the bottom, close to this ADR zone, and I might be able to follow anchored VWAP up if that's my plan of attack, given the price action that I'm seeing of late. All right. So those are a few hypos. Going to pop in here and see if there's any questions. No questions. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the ES market. Got about 14 minutes. So I think I'm going to manage here. All right. So ES, we're going to go quickly through the daily. I suspect it's going to tell us similar kind of thing. I'm going to remove this reference. All right, we're going to turn off some of these levels. Okay, All right. VWAP will turn off as well for now. Okay, so similar kind of thing that we've been seeing, right? This is probably a little bit more bearish. We have a little bit of a gap here. All right, because I'm not sure if I were to draw a channel here, whether it would include this area or not. Okay. Looks like I have something going on there. Turn that off. Okay. Let's see. If I were to draw my channel, would this be something like this or like this? Yeah. So I don't know. I'm almost inclined to go with something like this. Maybe this is probably too narrow. Right. So if I include, yeah, this is kind of where it becomes kind of a judgment, right? So I'm almost inclined to do something like this. Okay, two areas here, right? And I see that these swings are a little bit large. This swing down is a lot larger than any of these swings below. So I might be inclined to do a channel along those kind of lines. Nonetheless, okay, we broke below, and we're starting to see a development of a bullish candle here, right? We still have quite a bit of room, to the downside, right? We got 51, 56 that would, could offer some support. We have 50, 40, or even 5,000. These are all levels of support here on the ES. Okay. 4-hour chart. Okay, for our chart coming off of EMA here, okay, similar to what I was saying before, right? This EMA level often serves as an area, that gives me insight as to the type of market that I'm coming into. Right now, since we are above this EMA level, I'm thinking that we are, potentially going to bounce above or bounce higher. Okay, I do see that we have some level here at 52.72. So if I'm truly bullish on this market, I will need to see that 52.72 or 52.70, or let's call it, what's the top end of this candle here? What's the high? I needed to get above 52.77 in order to really say that the bulls have now taken control of the market. All right. 30-minute chart. Okay, 30-minute chart. I'm going to stretch this out here a bit. Stretch this out. Okay, so 30-minute chart is not quite as bullish, right? We do have some bullish prices. I'm going to go ahead and open up VWAP. So price is above VWAP, is above settlement, but it's below EMA, right? So a little bit conflicting information that we're getting there on the 30. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and open up my fixed range volume profile, if I can locate it. There it is. Okay, I'm going to locate the 930 bar from Thursday and drag that to the 430. And that's just all Eastern time, even though I have, okay, so similar, we are inside value, similar to what we were seeing in the crude oil market, right? We came into value pretty much, traversed the entire range of value, okay? Now we stand a chance here in the next 10 minutes of price closing or opening inside value, which could indicate that there is some sort of balance here, right? That there's a balance between buyers and sellers, okay? Which could lead to range price action, which we don't necessarily want to see, okay? So we'll have to wait for the initial balance range to understand what kind of market we have and understand whether or not we get an extension on either direction to kind of give us some more insight as to the sentiment and where the participants want to take the market. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to reserve judgment on direction on hypos until initial balance. Like I said, if you are thinking that this is real here, right? Then we would probably want to participate along this anchored VWAP. We would want to participate where we have settlement price. If the settlement come back down, this would be an area. Anchor VWAP would be an area for continuation move to the upside. We've already come inside value, all right? And we've already traversed pretty much the entire range of value, so that's no longer in play. So yeah, at this point, I would have to say that we have to kind of, sit on our hands, wait for the initial balance range to establish and decide from there where we want to participate in the market. Again, peak here, getting a few thank yous. Let me close off here with the YM. All right, we'll close the session off with YM. So we'll change this to YM. All right. Okay, so these actually technically are YM levels. So let's open up the daily. I think if I remember correctly, the Dow was by far the most bearish of all the markets, and sure enough, that is the case. I'm going to turn off VWAP, and I'm not sure. Let me go ahead and remove some of these drawings. Okay, this looks better. All right, so yeah, of all the markets that we're looking at, the Dow looks to me as the most bearish. We're down at the low end of this swing, right? So the buyers had all this opportunity to bring the market back up, chose not to. Okay, they're either waiting for better prices or just feel that they don't have the resources to make that happen. Now we have a little bit of an indecision candle happening around an area of demand. Is this going to be sort of the area that the bulls decide that they're going to make their stand, or are they going to hold out for this EMA level that we have below here at 37,631, right? May not happen today, right? But it will be interesting for me to see how this particular candle closes today. But we won't know that until the session. All right, 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart starting to show signs that maybe it wants to break above this 38,294 level, right? Looks like it made one attempt, it's been rejected. So we'll see how this 4-hour candle closes, right? And that could provide an impetus for a move back to, say, VWAP, right? Well, VWAP is there. I was thinking more on this EMA level, right? See how it hugged EMA and finally fell? Well, this could be, this area here could provide, the bulls managed to hold off the bears enough to kind of go horizontal. That could be enough of an indication that the bulls are accumulating here and eventually are going to drive price at least up to this EMA level around 39,100 or 120, somewhere in that range. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the 30-minute chart. Okay, so 30-minute chart, again, we're starting to see some evidence that maybe bulls are starting to to get a foothold into this market. We've had, I think, technically a break above, not quite above. We did get a close that I think, pretty much didn't quite break the top of the high here at 38,312. Okay, our close here was 38,308. So not quite a close above, so not quite a break of structure to the upside. All right. All right, so let's do our fixed range volume profile here. We'll move on to the this bar here, drag this across. There it is. Okay, so this, unlike ES, we have price already above the value from yesterday, indicating that the bulls maybe have, in somewhat control. Not only that, we had a retest of that same level, indicating that there's there's interest. Okay, it came down here, and so far we have a developing buying wick. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up the ADR levels, and let's start calling out these levels. So ADR high here is what? 38,394. 38,394. We got ADR low here at 38,057. We got settlement at 38,231. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn off ADR here and turn on ASR. So we have right on top of my, here we got 38,341 to the top side, 38,341. And we have ADR low here at 38,066. 38,066. All right. So what to make? Well, right now, I would say that unless we have some sort of potential failed auction taking place here off of ASR, I would say that we kind of have to align ourselves with the bulls here, right? We are above value. We are above a lot of the indicators that we use, right, to support. We just need to focus in on good levels, right? So maybe initial balance, once it gets established, will provide us maybe an initial balance bounce off initial balance high, or we participate in an initial balance extension trade in YM. All right. Yeah. So I would say that we need to be cautious around this ASR level. All right. We've already come close to exceeding it. We have some wicks indicating that maybe they want to take price higher, and we're about 2 minutes away from the open of the market. So I'm going to sit on my hands, wait for the market to open, and see what the initial balance has to say before I entertain anything in this market. All right. So yeah. So basically, guys, if that's pretty much all I have for today, we'll close off the session here. Don't be afraid to hit the like button, guys, as you motor out of here. And just want to wish you guys, again, this is a Friday, right? We don't want to make it give back Friday, so we want to be careful with that. Otherwise, I want to wish you to trade safe, trade well, and to trade like a pro, be a market trader, guys. All right. So yeah, don't hesitate to hit the like button on your way out. And we'll see some of you in the coaching channel. Others, I will be in Power Hour today in Top Step TV later this afternoon. Okay, for those who are interested in seeing me, I will be there for the last hour of trade here on today. Otherwise, again, trade well, trade safe, trade like a pro, be a market trader. All right, guys, have a good day.